Bonjour.
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 Bonjour. Bonjour. Here comes the baker with his bread like always. Yeah, so we didn't watch NXT this week.
We just watched Beauty and the Beast.
Watched Beauty and the Beast, and what a film that is. So if you're with us right now, this will be the Beauty and the Beast review.
Yeah, the old one or the new one?
There's
Cartoon or the live action one?
This week's the cartoon. But the songs are in both, so
Right.
we'll be kind of putting songs in as the show goes on. It's gonna be something quite special, so stay tuned.
Hello, YouTube room.
Hello, how are we doing?
This is Up Next. Ooh, Paul in the room says, "You boys look like you need an Uber."
Oh,
We do. We'll get there. Trust me, we will get to that part. When are you this lit at Preamble? We know we're gonna have a great show. Yes.
and Eric Marcotte is already like. Normally we just get the 1 or the 2. This
Right.
week it's bam, 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 bam.
He knows we look good. We sound good. This time the Uber joke landed, says Frank. Yes, there was another Uber joke on WWE TV.
They're gonna just keep going at them until there's a laugh, I guess.
Until someone gets in an Uber.
Yeah.
Hopefully they wear a mask.
To be fair, I think Cameron Grimes can say anything and I'll laugh.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah.
He just has to go,
and be naked in the hat.
Oh,
You can keep your
you
hat
know
on.
he wears the hat on.
We've had that as a title before.
You know
haven't we?
he wears the hat only. You know what I mean? You know Cameron Grimes has done that. I guarantee you he's done it. I don't know for sure. Frank says, "How lit is tonight?" Yes, tonight. Sasha versus Io. Don't tease us, says
Ooh.
Darkstar. Yes.
Yeah.
We will get there. We're about to talk about some NXT. How is the YouTube room doing? Does everyone have a White Claw, a water, a green tea, a coffee, a
Frank
smoke?
makes a good point. 2 for 2 on WWE TV shows so far this week. Yeah,
Yeah.
Raw was great. Did you catch any of it?
Are they 2 for 2 with COVID testing?
No. But maybe that's what's making them better.
Wow, the threat of actual life is making the product better. Wow. Yeah. Io versus Bayley, and Paul agrees 100%. Cameron Grimes wears the hat when he's getting down. Yeah, I feel like if you're ever a champion in wrestling and you have the title. Oh wait, I already know the answer to that. I'm not going to continue that. When you become a champion, and maybe you want to wear it in like the bedroom or in a hot tub or something. But
in other news, Frank thinks our shirt game is on point tonight.
oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I was just wearing a black shirt and was like, no, I'll wear a wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
Keep on brand, even though different brand, but
I know I'm in a wrestling shirt, but this isn't my brand at all because I'm always in a black shirt.
you are.
But at the liquor store today, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I know your shirt, brother." I was like, "Thank you."
He went, fuck off and give me my drinks.
I said, "Thank you." He's like, "Be honest. Do people know what that shirt means, or do they think you're just trying to be a macho man?" I'm like, "Honestly, it's a little bit of 2
Bit
for
of
2.
both.
Yeah, it is." I would never take my belt off, says Frank. Yeah, if I was champion, I would never. Breaking your title. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I guess we're going to start recording the show here.
Yeah, lots to talk about.
Yeah, there is a lot to talk about. Let me make sure this works.
Scratch my head.
Everyone, scratch your head all you want, man. All you want. Yeah, so we're going to start recording up next. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us here. I'm going to do a little RT retweet, and then we'll be on our way.
As always, keep the chat flowing in the room. We do like to refer to the chat to steal your jokes as the show goes on. So keep them coming. Any show titles you have an idea for. At the moment, we're calling it Therapeutic Era, but that's open to change. So if you have a witty title...
I like
a bit
Uber's
of a
puking
pun.
and flat tires.
Uber's puking and flat tires.
Maybe.
It's a
We'll
bit of a
see.
mouthful. But yeah, let us know. And we will try... Again, yeah, Kona Reeves retweeting today.
It's inevitable.
It's a fine Wednesday, gentlemen.
It's a
and
fine
ladies.
Wednesday. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to start recording up next. Thank you for hanging out in the YouTube room. If you got a dip, the podcast is wherever you find your podcast. So thank you. We're good to go. I already did tests. So let's
Wonderful.
do this. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you find your nice podcasts. And okay, give us a little nice rating and review while you're at it.
Absolutely, yeah, help us out.
But where else can they find us?
You can also find us at youtube.com/upnext. Hello, YouTube room.
Yes, we decided to create a YouTube after podcasting for a while. We started going live after Wednesday nights NXT. We are your NXT friends.
Friends.
See, I tried something different there because we were watching Beauty and the Beast clips randomly before going on to air.
It's great. We'll watch more after.
We are roommates. I know whenever you get like an earbug, we sing a lot in the house. I know I do. And whenever we sing something, then it's stuck in our heads for like the rest of the night. So one of us, I don't know who the culprit here, but I think it was you.
Oh, wait, that's I have like a couple of go-to tunes. Right. It's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's Lord of the Rings, and that's about it.
So we're here to talk about NXT, but as NXT went off the air, we're like setting up to record. I just put on the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack.
Yes.
Not the new one.
No, that's it. You said something Garçon.
Garçon. Oh, it was me.
So I started singing Gaston, and I was like, well, there's no wonder that her name means beauty.
Yeah, great.
I need to work out and then play Gaston once theaters are open again.
We do have a YouTube, youtube.com/upNXT, but we go live Wednesday nights after NXT. We do WWE NXT wrestling watch-alongs, which we did Backlash, and we've done Takeover in Your House. So successful, so fun. What you're telling me is we need to do watch-alongs with Disney sing-alongs.
I love it. I love it. I'm open for anything. All I ask is you don't go back and rewatch our early YouTube videos because we were still figuring stuff out then.
We did go live with our Backlash watch along, and shout out everyone who joined us for that. Those are super fun to do now. Look, the last thing we all want to be doing is watching wrestling. There's so much going on in the world right now. Lot more important matters going on, and it's just like, wrestling is still my escape from things. I tune into a wrestling show and it helps. So in this like weird pandemic, to kind of hang out and watch with friends who like may not be sitting next to me, but are, because they're like on a couch somewhere. And we have people listening from all over the world, and it's crazy. Shout out all the worldwide listeners, because it's just so cool to like watch wrestling with friends.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. Tentatively, and this kind of depends on when the city, Toronto, opens up again and whether I'm back at work or not. But tentatively, I would like to do some sort of breakfast watch-along for Dominion. Braden will most probably be at work, but I know Chris Thunder from Down Under really wants to do a watch-along when it's nighttime in Australia. So I think myself and Chris Thunder and anyone else who's up for like a New Japan breakfast watching Dominion, tentatively, that is in the works. Let us know if you're interested, or whether you really don't want to get up at that time to watch, to do a watch along with us.
Yeah, but that would be fun.
But I think it could be quite fun to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, the New Japan Cup has just started.
It's back, baby.
It is back.
I'm wearing a New Japan hat right now.
You are? Yeah.
I'm supporting.
We've had the Together project, which was essentially just a kind of house show, just breaking everyone back in.
We're had together.
A load of we're all in this together. Another Disney watch along we can do. Boom. So we had the Together project, and then we've had night 1 and night 2 of the New Japan Cup. And we've had our competition going on.
Oh, that's right.
We set up this competition on Facebook. Fill in your brackets for this, because it's a knockout tournament.
Right.
And we'll see how everyone does. We're going to give some prize out to probably the first place and second place.
Right.
And we had loads of you enter. It's really fun. And so far, I'm not going to... I am going to give spoilers. So if you've not seen it yet,
right,
skip ahead a couple of minutes. But I'm going to give you updates with the scores so far. But I want to give you some pointers if you want to cherry pick some matches.
Sure.
I know
I cherry picked some matches.
I know you watched Ishii El Desperado from night 1, which I thought was fantastic.
It's Tom. You can't go wrong with Tom. Tom
VL.
Tomohiro Ishii. I can tell you, if you're someone who just listens to us because you like the American products, WWE and NXT and stuff like that, you are missing out on Ishii. Yes. Tom is a draw. I think he's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Period.
Hands down.
Me too.
Period.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy is fantastic. And his like facial hair, his line, so perfect.
He pulls it off.
He clearly got a barber. In
Some
Japan
people look creepy as fuck like that, but somehow the Stone Pitbull pulls it off.
We'll get into more facial hair when we talk about Kyle O'Reilly later on
Oh,
in
yes.
the show. But yeah, Tomohiro, that match was awesome. And I loved seeing... It's weird because Takahashi, Hiromu, he came back and he had his epic encounter with Will Ospreay. And then this whole pandemic, I feel like we hadn't get a good comeback. You won the title, but like, I've been deprived of him.
Yeah,
so it was nice to see him.
It was good to see him. I thought that match was like kind of weak. His match against Honma, like Honma is very like
dated,
immobile right now. So I know we're gonna get some bangers from Hiromu down the line, but I thought that was kind of weak. I loved the opening match, Togi Makabe versus Tsuji, the young lion. Yeah, really, really good. Makabe, I haven't really seen put out a match like that for years. I remember he had this great Wrestle Kingdom match against Tom a few years ago, which was fantastic. And he's older now. He doesn't really take the bumps anymore, but he put in a shift that night one. So yeah,
it's the itch of not wrestling, and then these guys come back, right? Like...
So I really recommend that match, the opener. You know what? I'm not giving spoilers. I'm recommending that match, and I'm recommending the Ishii match. And holy fuck, we're talking about guys who are maybe immobile and past it now. But Minoru Suzuki versus Yuji Nagata. Fucking hell. If you want to watch two old geezers just beat the piss out of each other for like 15 minutes, my god, this stole night 2. Night 2 was a lot weaker, in my opinion.
It's still the early brackets of this tournament.
It's still the early bracket.
It's going to get really good, though.
So it's going to get good. But my god, yeah, that match from night 2. So they're the 3 matches I'd say to go out your way to watch.
I would agree with you. I really like how it all comes. I really love that commercial with Tanahashi.
Yeah,
where the girl, the woman walks by and then he just winks. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. And there's a New Japan Supercard game. What?
Oh, like WWE Supercard.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Get in on that.
Look, wrestling has been like weird since the whole world's weird with the pandemic, and this is they finally come back. It's just cool to see what they do. There's a woman on commentary who's in a screen on the screen. It's interesting.
Yeah, so actually that's one of the things John Pollock before this episode of NXT messaged us and was like, can you let me know if there are masks in Full Sail, which is I guess some news we'll get into in a sec.
Yes.
But it's very clear in these New Japan shows how seriously they're taking it. They show the guys spraying the ring floor, the ring,
clean everything,
wiping the ropes. Even the commentary team, you've got they're distant. They're like 2 meters apart. So you've got this TV in the middle with this female commentator like splitting them up. She's on a TV screen, but she's actually just another 2 meters down the way. But for the shot,
it's so funny.
For the shot, she's on this TV screen.
She's great.
I think they're going out of their way to show to you as an audience, look, we're taking this seriously. Yeah. This is safe. Enjoy the show.
Right.
That's how I feel they're doing it. Whereas WWE, we have reports of Florida hitting the highest cases ever in the last couple of days, and
Florida, what's going on?
People in the PC who've been tested positive, and all this stuff. And you do watch it guiltily. You're going, is this safe? Still, this is a few months later, and is this right? Before we maybe talk about that, I do want to give a quick update of our little competition.
Oh yeah,
going on.
You went too further into the future.
Yeah, so I want to thank John Cena, who's kind of running this tournament.
Well, he's running our Facebook.
He's running our Facebook.
Yeah, hey, join our Facebook page and our Facebook group on the page because it's become a little community. It's a lot of fun. There's like live chats during every night. There's watch along stuff. There's so much stuff going on in there. Definitely follow us on Facebook, upNXT, and the group. But please continue.
Yeah. So a lot of people had a perfect bracket after night 1. Everyone's bracket has been broken after night 2. Everyone's got at least one of the 8 matches incorrect so far. So far, we have a 10-way tie at 7 points each. That's between John Cena, Nicholas Da Silva, Benjamin Kogel, Hugh Saunders, Walter Martin, Roger D. Allman, Andrew McDonald, Jalen Thomas, David Sykes, and Richard Smith.
So I'm not winning.
Well, it's only 2 nights. Neither
Okay,
am I.
okay.
You're good.
Okay.
The Suzuki versus Yuji Nagata match, only WH Park and Benjamin Kogel correctly predicted.
Right.
Well,
WH Park knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
He doesn't go outside, so I would know his stuff.
All 27 entrants chose the Ishii match correctly, the
Right.
Takahashi match correctly, and the Okada match correctly.
Well, I'll say it right now. Ishii is winning the whole thing, baby.
Okay, you heard it here
Yeah,
first.
You heard it.
Kanemaru versus Uemura was the closest split so far, with 14 people choosing the young lion Uemura to win and 13 people going with Kanemaru. Benjamin Kogel chose Gabriel Kidd to win the entire thing,
Wow.
therefore being mathematically eliminated from winning the entire bracket.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Gabriel Kidd's the new kind of...
He's the young lion, yeah.
Yeah.
David Darkheart picked Suzuki to go all the way to the group final, so
Wow.
we'll see if that happens. He's the only one to pick that.
So the winner of this tournament faces
Naito
Yeah.
at Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously only 2 nights in, so a lot to still play for.
Yes.
So very exciting stuff, unless you're Benjamin Kogel.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Even like again, join us on the socials because it's totally fun to kind of interact and stuff. I think I picked Ishii all the way. I think I put that in my bracket. Will it actually happen? Probably not, but that's what I'm picking. I'm kind of interested in seeing Takahashi versus Naito because they kind of teased us and we didn't get it. But there's a few different lanes. It's just so nice to see Kota Ibushi on TV again.
He's a handsome man.
And they better clean those damn rings because he can't wrestle in no dirty ring. He's done wrestling in car parks and
Yes.
stuff. It's really cool to see more wrestling come back. Look, I'm not saying the world should come back fully because it's still we don't know, right? But they're clearly taking this seriously and they do the stuff and all to entertain us. So shout out New Japan.
Shout out New Japan.
I mean, in the world of New Japan, we also are going to be watching some old New Japan next week for our Patreon. Quick shout out for that because it's kind of like our Japan week, essentially. We didn't really plan it this way. It just kind of happened.
It just happened.
We do a show called Best Match Ever. We just did one last week for Backlash, which we watched Scotty 2 Hotty and Dean Malenko.
Really good match.
Amazing match. Will it top Randy Orton and Mick Foley, or Randy Orton versus Edge now, since the greatest match ever?
I think after this week, we've learned Backlash is about Shane McMahon as a special guest referee.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton
has good matches.
Putting on incredible matches.
For the only time. Only at Backlash.
Yeah.
We did that best match ever, but this upcoming week, we're going to be doing, next week, we're going to be doing Best of the Super Juniors finals. So we're going back for the 10 Best of the Super Junior final matches, which include Finn Balor. There's so many. Kushida, Kyle O'Reilly. The list goes on. Will Ospreay. And we're going to be picking the best ones out of that and doing a whole show on that. But I mentioned we're going to Japan because we're going to be talking to friend of the show, W.H. Park, who's got his new show all about some Japanese wrestling on the Post Wrestling Network. Check his stuff out because it's so awesome. He is
check out the long and winding Royal Road where W.H. is going all through 90s All Japan, the Triple Crown champions. We've talked a bunch about it on our Patreon. We've kind of just discovered it.
We did best match ever, some Kenta Kobashi, and we did some Stan Hansen matches, and those matches are crazy.
Misawa and Kawada.
Check out WH Park's
and
new
WH.
show.
It's a whole history lesson in it. It's once a month on Post Wrestling, so really do check that out.
Years ago, I went to Wrestle Kingdom to see Jericho and Kenny, obviously, and there was an ad in the Tokyo Dome that said there was a movie coming out from New Japan, and it's called My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. Now, this movie's been out for a few years, but I made a joke to WH, and I said, one day when there's an English version, we're going to review this movie. And he's like, yeah, all right. So, there's an English version.
I think he was like, yeah, Braden, stop talking to me.
Yeah, he's
fine,
like, yeah,
whatever. What the fuck?
So, it's going to be on our Patreon as well, where we're going to be joined by W.H. Park to review New Japan Pro Wrestling, starring Tanahashi. My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. It's on New Japan World. It has English subtitles.
Yes.
So that's all next week.
So basically, this is our unofficial plug to sign up to New Japan World because there's a lot of stuff going there. We are not in any way affiliated with them, but it might be a good idea.
But you can join our Patreon. We do What's Next, where we go back in time. We just did a What's Next that's coming out tomorrow, where it's not only a debuting Roman Reigns from last week, but a debuting Bray Wyatt, which is just crazy.
It was actually a really good episode.
Yeah, it was actually really
I
good.
really enjoyed this week.
Yeah.
So maybe if
Trent
you've got
Beretta.
40 minutes to spare and you've got your network subscription going to waste, check out November 7th, 2012 NXT.
And then we also do a show called Up Yours, where World Champ patrons get to pick something and we watch it and chat about it. So World Champ patron Corey wants us so badly to watch a movie, so we're watching it and reviewing it tomorrow. Bloodsport. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not the Bloodsport like the wrestling one, the indie show. Bloodsport, the movie. I've watched this movie a bunch. You've never seen it. You haven't watched it
I
yet.
was meant to watch it earlier today, but I turned into Karen with our fucking Wi-Fi router.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was meant to watch it today, but I was trying to set up this nifty Wi-Fi booster
You're
so
a
we
Karen.
could watch NXT in the garden. If you checked our Twitter and Instagram, you see we eventually did succeed. We did barbecue in the garden while taking notes, drinking wine, watching NXT. It was glorious. But yes, we will be talking about Bloodsport. And because Corey has decided not to join us for the show, it means I'll be putting Braden through the trivia.
Oh,
so
it can't be that hard then.
you've got to beat Neil's perfect score of 10.
Oh, I can't believe you've never seen Bloodsport. It's so fucking... Like, look, right now, I'll tell you. You like, yo, this all sounds good, but I don't want to listen to your fucking Patreon. Patreon.com/upNXT, by the way. Just go watch Bloodsport if you don't want to hear us talk about it. And if you've never seen Bloodsport, oh, man. Jean-Claude Van Damme is one of the greatest actors of our generation. Said actor.
Actor.
He's so good at acting.
Why not?
So that's all.
Hey,
on our
how can you
Patreon.
judge? You've never acted before.
You've never taken a bump before?
I'm sorry, I've acted, you see, so I'm the only person allowed to critique acting.
Yeah, I
here.
guess so. Yeah, because you can't critique wrestling.
And also, we're not allowed to judge how good our barbecue was today because neither of us are professional chefs.
that's it.
But factually, we did have a barbecue today.
We had a pretty good barbecue. NXT meals is what we do on Wednesday, and since we have the BDE MSG, the Braden and Davie Estate, Madison Square Garden, we've just been barbecuing on Wednesdays. So today we did some Korean barbecue, bulgogi on the grill. We did some, I got some Portuguese piri-piri pork chops. We were all on, I didn't think of any clever names for them though. So I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think, the revival, like, no flips, just fists?
Yeah.
Ours was like, no veg, just meat.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much our dinner tonight. No, I need a designer to redesign the logo of a White Claw to the waves, the way the waves look on a White Claw can, to make it look like a raccoon. Because last week, we didn't talk about this. Last week, after we do the show every Wednesday night, we're going to get to NXT, I swear. Last week, we talked about Ralph the Raccoon. We're in Toronto. We have the highest population of raccoons in the world.
Yeah.
David Attenborough told me on BBC Planet Earth. Ralph the Raccoon lives in our backyards, like up in the shed, and sometimes I tried to feed him pita bread last week, and instead of trying to help him, I scared him away.
Instead of feeding it sounds like you're like, hi, come here,
Well,
gently give him pita bread. You just lug a loaf of pita bread at this poor raccoon.
I didn't hit him,
and Ralph runs off.
But then, fast forward an hour, we were chilling in the backyard having some drinks. Then there was 3 raccoons, and they all got in a raccoon fight. It was like a
It was a standoff.
Fight pit of raccoons.
Oh, it really was.
It was wild. Our boy Ralph is okay, though, in case you're wondering. But I need someone to design a White Claw to make it look like a raccoon, because I think that's...
It'd be nice, yeah. The line work and everything.
I just love raccoons now. I want to know all about them.
Oh, they're so cute. I really love them. Especially for me, because I don't have them in the UK.
Right.
So moving here, seeing a raccoon for the first time, I was like, wow. Yeah. Ralph, that's amazing.
Yeah, pretty much. Ralph the Raccoon.
Speaking
still
of
alive.
White Claws.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Don't tell your girlfriend. She really doesn't want you drinking them.
Now, I know. Just before we get into NXT, I'm normally... I said I turned into Karen earlier trying to sort out the MSG in the back.
Yeah.
You turned into Karen the other day.
What did I do?
And I'm going to hand you this.
What is it?
I got this from the post earlier.
What is it?
I want you to have a quick glance at it.
Okay. Oh, no. Construction notice. Bathurst Station. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, you lost your shit the other day.
Oh, yeah? That has nothing to do with it, though.
Well, it's construction at fucking arse crack o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so there's a house that's, beside us that the people, when COVID hit, the people in the house were like, fuck this, and like moved away. They clearly have somewhere else they can live while this house is just chilling. But then they've clearly paid construction workers to come in and like renovate their house while they're gone during COVID. The past few weeks, past few months. But the past few weeks, we notice every day at 7 a.m, they're doing construction. So I'm getting really upset. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Sometimes I'm waking up that early for work, and sometimes I'm like trying to sleep.
I feel there's something about us being in a basement, so any kind of drilling or like
shake the whole
hammering
street.
or stuff,
Shakes
it goes
the whole
underground and just shakes our foundations.
So this was happening, and I'm a cool cat. You if you know me, I'll let it slide. But after weeks of this, like, you're like, dude, stop doing construction this early in the morning. That's not cool. Like, it's just the thing of being right and wrong at this point.
Well, the way I've always seen it, because I remember I got in trouble in a hotel in Italy
for being loud.
For being loud at 9:30 p.m. on a Friday night.
That's BS.
9:30 p.m. on a Friday night. 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, every single church bell goes off for about 10 minutes.
That's that.
And they're all like, all their clocks are about a minute off. So it's constant from like 6:58. And I'm going, sorry, how is me, like, and I'm not even, how is us, the four of us having a laugh at 9:30 p.m. disrupting people and bells going off at 7 a.m?
I hate it.
Fine. And it's kind of how I feel with construction. I get, like, noise pollution sucks.
Right.
And
I almost got kicked out of a hotel for
we've
listening to DMX.
We've never been in trouble since living here for being loud.
Never.
But like, I'd respect it if we were outside talking after we finished NXT and our voices went up a bit and someone was like, "Hey, shut up!" I'd be like, "I am so sorry." But 7 a.m, especially the shifts you work, and like when I am working at the bar, the shifts I work.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
9 a.m. 9 a.m. I won't complain. 7, fuck off.
Yeah, 7 in the morning is really early. So this construction was keep happening. So I tried to. This isn't me at all. I never do this. But I call like the city thing, and I'm like, hey, can someone come check? Like, why the hell are these people allowed to do this? There's no like permit or this. And the city told me that, well, due to COVID, that I can't put in complaints unless.
It's a complaint about COVID.
They are not complying to the COVID rules. So I scratched my beard a little bit and I said, all right, cool. Can I do this online? And the guy on the phone's like, yeah, you just go to this website and you can fill it out. I'm like, cool, thanks. I'll handle the rest. And then I went online and I found this complaint. And then I entered that they were not I've been seeing them every day at 7 in the morning doing construction, and then in brackets, in a residential home without permit at 7 in the morning every day. And I wrote the dates, like from here to there, and still current. And then I wrote, but they're not complying to proper procedures, like the social distancing. I put the book to them of all this stuff. And then when they asked for my name and number, I gave my number, but a number off, and my name was Kurt Angle. So hopefully they know it wasn't me. Snitches get stitches.
I'm stealing this from John Cena in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Did you say Kurt Angle or did you say Braden Carrington?
Oh, I'm a Karen Anonymous. Braden Carrington. No, I hope not. Yeah, I mean, look, like, I don't want to complain. I hate being a Karen, but 7 in the morning
every day, it's too much.
Bad news bears, definitely.
Especially, like, sometimes you're getting home at, like, 6 a.m., right?
Yeah, if I work overnight sometimes, then, like, yo, I'm trying to sleep. Stop this nonsense. I guess we should start talking about some nonsense. And that is NXT from Wednesday, June 17th, 2020. Some guy listening right now is like, fucking finally, they're talking about it. And someone else is like, no, keep talking about raccoons and shit. So NXT from June 17th. This is the double tag team title show, right? NXT titles are on the line, and the WWE women's tag team titles are on the line. So we did do a watch along for Backlash. We watched that. Backlash with the greatest wrestling match ever. We gave our thoughts on a Patreon show as well, and our YouTube. But there was a stipulation that the winner of women's tag team titles would win the titles or retain and have to face this team here tonight, which will be our main event. But the returning to Full Sail, well, not really Full Sail, I guess. Is it Full Sail?
It is Full Sail.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, so NXT's been at Full Sail.
So Bayley and Sasha Banks are like the two that helped like build NXT, in my opinion. I've been watching them for a long time, and it's their return tonight. So it's kind of a special episode, main event, if you will. But we start off with the opposite tag title match. The NXT tag team titles are on the line. It's Imperium versus Marsupial and Fabio.
So it's Imperium versus Emporium.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So Breezango are the #1 contenders for the tag titles, but they've been doing their funny entrances and all this stuff. We've seen them as doctors, as what have we seen them as? Astronauts,
Pilots.
Yeah. And then we see them here mocking Imperium. So they're Emporium. So Fandango's got a wig on because he's Fabio.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Breeze is the Marsupial. I couldn't tell who's who, but Marsupial, Marcel Bartel. I love this because I can't say the dude's name. I think I just did.
You got it right for
Marsupial and Fabio, meaning Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel.
Yes.
So they come out to Imperium's theme song, but it's got a little switch up to it. It's got a little twang, a little trap vibe. Sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar.
Sounds so familiar. It sounds like something I remixed about a year ago. Someone finally listened to. I think Scrump uses it as his theme song.
He does,
so clearly,
PWT cast.
Clearly, I think someone clearly listened to that and was like, "Yo, why don't we just put trap drums over the Walter thing?" Go listen to Scrump's PWT cast to hear. I made the Walter beat a long time ago, and here it is on NXT. They obviously did it themselves, but mine's better. Just saying. So they're in Imperium's gear, which is funny. It's like the long, like almost like Adidas kind of tearaway
like
pants.
the tracksuit bombs.
Yeah, almost. Tyler Breeze is in with, oh my god, I wrote Fabio when I meant Fabian Eichner. That's not good. There's a crossbody from Breeze early on to the outside. Breeze then gets launched into the plexiglass really early on where the head just smacks against it. And then back in the ring, they're beating him down. They're doing the classic heel thing, taking down the babyface, but he makes the hot tag. Fandango is in. He's hitting a series of moves, including this awesome like hip toss into a neck breaker, like Billy Gunn used to do, who I think is wrestling on the other show tonight.
He is.
Which looks awesome. There's then like a power slam. There's a tope con hilo to both guys on the outside. But we go to commercial. When we come back, we see Imperium, who again have the offense. They're beating down on Fandango. There's the like throwing assist catch suplex into the brainbuster from Fabian Eichner. But he makes the tag to Breeze. There's the faux pas, the elbow backbreaker. Fabian breaks that up. There's super kicks. There's the leg drop off the top. I'm pretty sure Fandango beat Chris Jericho with this move at WrestleMania.
Indeed. Yeah.
But it's only a 2. Bartel breaks the pin here. Rinku Shear then come down the ramp.
Indus Shear.
Indus Shear. What did I? Oh, Rinku.
Rinku is one of them.
Sorry, Rinku is one of them. And Indus Shear?
Indus Shear, I believe.
Oh man, you're getting me confused now. Indus Shear come down to sorry, it's Inku and Sarab, I think are the names.
Rinku and Sharab.
Yeah.
And it's Indus Shear.
Indus Shear.
Yeah.
Jeez, I wrote Rinku Shear.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like this at all because they walk down and then Danny and Oni. Now you got me tripping on everybody's names. Danny and Oni come down. They start brawling with Indus Shear with Malcolm Bivens there. It's all a brawl. Breeze is supposed to get dumped onto all of them, but kind of doesn't. And then Dango's in the ring. He's got a roll up, but Eichner counters that and DDTs Dango while he's pinning his partner. And then they pin Fandango, and Emporium get the win and retain the tag titles. I feel like I'm tongue-tied after talking about all this.
A lot of names.
So many names. I will say I got a little tongue-twisted because this match was like... I thought this match was really good, and it was getting even better and better, and then it just went to shit when all these interferences came out for no reason.
It's just, we were saying it last week, cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Right? And I really enjoyed the match. I think Fandango is so underrated, personally. I love whenever he gets that hot tag in these matches. He's fantastic. His power slam looks great. His Falcon Arrow's great. I think he's awesome. I'm a really big fan of Fandango. It's just I think a lot of people don't, and me for a good time, don't look past the gimmick, you know?
Sure.
So I really enjoyed watching this match. The 4 guys just really going at it. And then it was, let's have the team come out. And
but it didn't even look good. It looked sloppy.
It looked sloppy.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I think this
match was good, though.
WWE often do this, especially in especially in NXT, when we go, like Undisputed Era have kind of lost the titles, that they can't be doing the tag titles anymore. They've had it so much.
They're busy.
Riddle and Dunn are split up now. Where's the tag division? And they often do something like this, so they give you a visual.
Sure.
It's like, these are the teams. These are the 4 teams we're focusing on right now who are in contention. Indus Sher, as I said, I really can't judge them yet because I haven't seen them do anything barring killing people in a minute. You know, I really have no idea what they're like as a team.
Right, yeah.
I don't think they've been wrestling too long.
No.
So I don't know how they're going to be. But, I mean, I think Authors of Pain is kind of the best they can kind of hope for. I thought NXT booked Authors of Pain pretty well, where it hid their greenness a lot of the time, and they actually had some pretty good matches. So I'm hoping with like Birch and Lorcan, Imperium, Breezango, they managed to work something out pretty good with them. I don't know. Do you see this building to just some 4-way at some point, or
I don't know?
Are we going to get like clear contenders for the titles?
Because look, I really like this match.
I did. I
was
thought this was a great opener.
Yeah, it was getting so good, and then this finish just like put a sour taste in your mouth afterwards. You're like, okay, well, why did that go that? Why didn't you just get a clean win?
It's one of the things where we watch AEW every week on the and we talk about it on our Patreon show, and we every week we say which episode we prefer.
Yeah,
and I'd say it's been pretty 50-50.
Of course,
for the good first chunk of NXT being on USA and AEW being on TNT, we preferred NXT. The new year came in and AEW kicked it into gear, and were the stronger show. And I'd say it's gone back and forth the last few weeks between NXT and AEW.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's been pretty 50-50 on which one we prefer, and we're usually on the same page about it. But the one thing I'm so impressed with AEW is we never have this finish, really.
Yeah.
We always have pretty clean finishes. Usually. And when they do something like this, it's for a big reason. Not just, we don't really know how to finish the match, so let's just throw everyone out there. They normally have it pretty good. And, like, they're not afraid of beating people who are on a bit of a streak if they need to. And it's just... I'm just so sick of it. It's all the fucking time in WWE.
It's all the time. It's all they can't have definitive. You can't just have someone beat.
You
someone.
Can't even beat Breezango cleanly.
I know that's
you
so
know
weird.
Your tag champions can't even
beat Breezango.
These guys who have been a joke.
You thought for a second they could have won tonight.
You do,
but I don't know. I was really into this match. Shout out all 4. I thought even Fandango and Tyler Breeze stepped it up here. But
I really enjoyed the match, and it just left a bad taste in my mouth afterwards.
So weird. We have Tom Phillips with Velveteen Dream via FaceTime, who's like chilling on his purple couch. And Tom Phillips says, hey, look, you lost in the parking lot thing. And what's next for you? And Velveteen says, wow, compelling. Tom, you've been here for 10 years, and you've never interviewed the Dream.
10 years? Wow.
Tom Phillips in WWE for 10 years? That's what he said.
Damn.
I didn't say it. He said it. He says, understand this. Dream has no recollection of that. I don't remember losing. But then Dexter Lumis gets brought up into the conversation, and there is a drawing that was left for Dream there. And the drawing is of Velveteen Dream and Dexter Lumis as tag team champions.
Yeah.
And Dream says, there's a little problem with this because the Dream is a solo act. And he walks off. So Dexter Lumis says, that tag division looks like shit. We should team up and become champions. And Dream says, nah. So this is going to be a chasing of the team.
Which I assume will eventually end up with them being a team.
Well, if he draws something, it comes to life. So we know that now.
True.
They should just keep that as a gimmick.
It's
Premonition.
What's the film? Have you? No, Ruby Sparks. Have you seen that?
No. What is that?
It's with
you draw something.
Who is it? Is it Paul Dano? I think it's Paul Dano.
Do you need me for this?
He's this author. Sorry, you don't know this.
No, you just went off on.
No, he's this author who everything he starts writing starts to actually happen.
Okay.
So he writes this girl called Ruby Sparks.
Stranger Than Fiction?
Who is going to be his girlfriend, and then it gets creepy and weird. It's good.
Okay.
Good film.
All right. I remember Are You Afraid of the Dark episode where a comic book where the kid was drawing that, and then it came to life.
Nice.
And he microwaved it. So, that would be a sweet gimmick, actually. If Dexter just starts drawing things.
That come to life.
And then they start, whoa, he could draw some weird things. What would you do if you had that power? Just draw something.
I'm not saying it on there.
I'm just glad I got to ask you and you didn't ask me. So it shows before going to commercial that Damian Priest is here, and if you were looking ever so profoundly, you would see in the back corner a suspicious man in the background, Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes,
Who may or may not have been naked. Clearly was just wearing his...
He can keep his hat on.
He was wearing the hat.
Yeah.
And hopefully his trunks, but we couldn't see that.
As I said, he's the Babadook. He's just creeping around naked in his hat.
I bet you he wears that hat all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. You know what I mean? So Damian... I'm messing up everyone's names tonight. Damian Priest is going one-on-one with Killian Dane. We've seen this before.
We've seen this a bunch.
I think we've seen this a lot.
This was like every week since the debut of USA, right?
I think so, at one point. So we've seen these guys fight a lot. We haven't seen Killian Dane in a little while, though. So it's cool to kind of see
I assume he's been... Oh, but Nikki Cross has been on TV every week, hasn't she? So, yeah, he's been chilling.
He's just chilling. Well, he's not chilling here. He's got to face Damian Priest. They start off. Priest does a leapfrog at one point, but he lands on his feet, but he sells that his back is hurting. Still from, I guess, his match with Finn Balor. I don't know if he tweaked something.
It was, well, the stairs spot.
Yes, right. Okay, yeah, that definitely would hurt your back.
Took Shawn Michaels out for 4 years, didn't it?
This is how Damian Priest lost his smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So... he's now selling the back. Dane is just beating down on him. He starts to fight back. There's a strike fest. Forearms, knees. Dane runs at him with that running cross body, which he calls the divide, but it's a 2 count. There's an O'Connor roll from Priest for a 2 count. Dane lifts him up to go for one of his moves, but Priest gets out of it and counters with the Reckoning, the Crossroads, the spin, the roll of the dice, whatever you want to call it. And Damian Priest beats Killian Dane, kind of like showing the strong victory here, opposite than the finish of that last match.
Well, they're completely reinventing Priest, right?
Yeah.
He's a babyface now.
Yeah.
He's having a big win over Dane, convincingly, like no bullshit.
Yeah.
Beats him. And then we'll see who his feud is going to be a little later in the night.
Yeah, so Priest, after this, he's like, cool, I won this match.
The match for me was fine. I feel like I've seen it a bunch. Dane's a weird one for me. I thought he was the highlight of Sanity when they were the thing. Remember them?
Yeah.
Remember those guys?
Yeah.
He's great for a big guy. I just hate his look. There's nothing interesting about him now. There's a load of big guys who can do cool stuff. I almost think he'd work better in a tag team, to be honest. Be with a smaller guy and be this big dude who gets tagged in and do all this cool stuff for a guy his size. But as a singles competitor, really doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I like that divide, though.
Yeah.
Cool. We have a video package or a little vignette teasing the son of the Phantom, or so we thought, who is Mr. Escobar with his Lucha Cartel, is what I still call them. He says, I will rewrite history of Lucha Libre in my own words, starting tonight. So he's going to come out later tonight to speak. We come back from commercial, and they say during the break that after that Killian Dane match, Dane was walking off after losing, and we see Robert Stone of Robert Stone brand. You know, he's been on a little bit of a bender here. He's got a bottle in a brown paper bag. He's looking all disheveled. He's looking a little, rough. Times are hard. And he's like, life sucks. Xia Li comes down to the ring. She's having a match against... Oh, my God. It's happening
It's
again.
happening. It's happening.
Every day is exactly the same. Here we're talking about Damian Priest and Killian Dane. Look, you want to talk about fighting forever? You want to talk about epic rivalries in professional wrestling? Then look no further than Xia Li versus Aaliyah.
Oh my God. There are 3 things certain in life, isn't it?
Death Taxes,
Xia Li versus Aaliyah. If in doubt, you're trying to put a card together, Xia Li versus Aaliyah.
Okay, so we're outside. We got our Wi-Fi extended to work, so we actually hooked up NXT and we're watching outside while we were like barbecuing stuff. And I was barbecuing, and Xia Li's music hits, and you're like kind of on your computer at the time, and you said to me, making a joke to me that Xia Li, I bet she's facing Aaliyah, not knowing she's actually facing Aaliyah. And then you didn't believe, you thought the stream was like not correct because they have fought so many times.
I'm looking.
You're looking at all the times they fought. Who knows how many times?
It's at least 4 on TV.
4 on TV.
At least
There's
4
more
times
than 4.
on TV.
There's got to be. It feels like it's every week.
But 4 times in like under a year.
So they did it. They must have done it in 2019.
Oh,
as well.
like live events and shit as well,
yeah.
for sure.
There's way more times they fought. Xia Li versus Aaliyah. And Aaliyah during her entrance like comes by to the aid of Robert Stone and is like kind of picking him up like, hey, it's okay, you know, it'll be okay, like come on, stop. And he's just like drunk, he's got his bottle, and Tom Phillips says that's what I looked like in college. And then Mauro Ranallo says Xia Li and Aaliyah, you know, they have history, obviously they face every week, and says Xia Li and Aaliyah go together like dogs and vacuums.
I can't even work out what that means. But
so dogs hate vacuums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they fucking. Ask anyone with. You want to get a dog off you? Just vacuum it up. Not actually vacuum the dog. Just it's scared of the noise.
Right.
Xia Li and Aaliyah go together like dogs and vacuums. They just together because they're always wrestling. They should be a tag team.
Xia Li.
Yeah. But here they're fighting. There's a Luthez press from Aaliyah, I believe, and she's getting some offense. Xia Li gets to her feet and hits a series of kicks. She's awesome with her kicks, actually.
You know, because we joke about this matchup so much, I wanted to actually fully kind of focus in and pay attention and watch a bit more carefully than I normally do, because the instinct is to completely shit on this. Because we've seen it so many times. I think it was one of our worst NXT matches of the year at some point. The start of this match was actually really good. I thought Xia Li's kicks looked really snug. Aaliyah hits a gorgeous Northern Light suplex with a bridge that Alicia Fox would be proud of.
Yeah.
The Luthez press even looked good. Like at the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Xia Li is just.
It looked good.
She's so spicy. She kicks Aaliyah's head off.
And then
Xia Li is like ready to hit like some sort of finishing move at some point. Like she's zooming in. She's got Aaliyah right where she wants her. And Robert Stone gets up on the apron, distracting Xia Li, who turns to Robert, who then pukes in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was confirmation of who tested positive in the Performance Center this week.
He pukes all over the ring. Xia Li is distracted. Aaliyah rolls up Xia. The ref counts at 2. Then the ref counts 1, 2, 3.
Xia Li decided to kick out.
So Xia Li
her
kicked
shoulder
out,
wasn't
but
down.
then they pinned her in the same roll up, upside down still. And there's puke in the ring.
Yeah, this, as I said, I gave them the benefit of the doubt.
Fight forever.
Fight forever. This started off fine. Hey, give it another go. You're like the Undertaker on the last ride. Just keep on going until you have that match you're proud of. I thought it started off fine. Robert Stone got involved. It was funny. But what the fuck was with this kick out?
Yeah.
Like, if the kick out happens, just pick him up, DDT him, and pin him again.
He should have puked in her face. Therefore, there's no
I
kicking
don't know.
out.
It was a complete messy botch of a finish.
Oh, my God.
The Robert Stone character is pretty entertaining. I think he's playing it well. It's pretty funny. Why not? Pair him with Aaliyah. Like, chase that win. She's got a win now. It's going to be this weird team. I'm kind of into it. I kind of like it. Just more experienced wrestlers would, if the ref counts, and it happened with Aleister Black recently. Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, I think. He hit the Black Mass.
Yeah.
He went for the pin.
Yeah.
And
the ref
no
didn't
one's
count
kicked
it.
out from the Black Mass.
Ever.
And the ref kind of counted 2 and stopped. And Aleister Black's like, what the fuck? But he doesn't just go for the pin again. He picks him up, hits it again. That's kind of what Aaliyah should have done, I think.
It was so
okay,
sloppy.
she kicked out. pick her up, spine buster her, something, whatever.
Like,
make her tap out. Just call it.
Like, bless them. This was like a good little matchup. Even with the comedy antic, I was really enjoying it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan. I think I'm liking Robert Stone.
And you could also kind of see up until the end that these two clearly have been working together a lot, because it was actually pretty okay.
And then
them.
this finish was just so bad. Just don't. Where does the experience lie? What do you do?
It's easier said to say from us people who've never taken a bump in our lives.
Exactly.
But like, and I know you've got that split second to decide what to do. Just someone a bit more experienced.
Maybe it was just the ref's fault. Realistically, just count the 3.
It looked like she kicked out.
I
didn't watch it back, but it looked like a kick out. Or her shoulder was definitely up, and the ref's always told to count what they see, right?
Yeah. Why don't they just tell the ref to finish? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like WrestleMania last year with the main event. Maybe the ref should have just been tipped off. Like, hey, don't count anything for real because of the finish.
I think as a referee, for your credibility, your job is to play the rules. That's your job. It's the wrestlers to figure out the rest.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, because you like, it's a lose-lose, right? You don't count it, and then you go, why did the ref not count that? Her shoulder was up. I think it's down to the wrestlers to think on the fly.
Sure.
And, I mean, I say more experienced wrestler, as Frank points out, Aaliyah's been in NXT for like 6 years, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what? Maybe Aaliyah needs to go to the Timothy Thatcher School of Hard Knocks.
Now that's a partnership I'd be down for. Wow.
We go to Timothy Thatcher. He's got his ring camp, if you will.
Yeah.
He's teaching young lions how to use the Fujiwara armbar. A funny thing,
It's his, like, Thatcher's catch can, like, wrestling school.
Morrow was like, hey, if the ring is sacred to some, well, Robert Stone just made the ring stained. Timothy Thatcher in his school, he's teaching you how to do a Fujiwara armbar. Fujiwara armbar is one of the best wrestling moves. I think you could break someone's arm, no problem. And he's teaching you how to do it here. It's lovely. It's like Taz in those AEW things, but you see him doing it. But he's like, you just pull it up more, and pull it up more, and then you pull it up here until it hurts the guy.
Just when you think you couldn't pull it anymore, you know what? You can pull it some more.
And he says, squeal for me to this, like, jobber dude. The way this is shot, it's like a vignette, but in a ring, really dark, and just like focusing on him.
Yeah, blacked out, the white ropes standing out.
So he then does a double wrist lock, which, like, another similar. It's kind of like to Kushida's hoverboard, kind of similar. He's teaching you how to do the move, but his guys here are tapping out. They're wusses here. He's like, no, you guys are nothing. So next time, the real work begins. So the Timothy Thatcher School will continue with Aaliyah joining.
Yeah, what did you think of this?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was really awesome.
You mentioned the Taz thing. That's definitely what I got. I think I prefer the Taz presentation.
Sure, because that's dissecting an actual.
Yeah, for people that don't watch AEW, Taz has kind of this segment that's been happening.
Not recently.
Not the last couple of weeks, but where they'll show like Kenny Omega's V-trigger, and it will show the different ways he hits it, and will isolate it, and it's like you're watching sport. Like, you know, you're watching like a soccer game or basketball, and they highlight the players, and you see what he's doing here is that.
Yeah.
That's what Taz's been doing, and this was kind of like that. I still feel these kind of wrestling school things will build up to maybe him having like sparring contests in that ring.
Yes.
While we're empty arena, like essentially empty arena.
Yeah.
He'll then have like his quote unquote students come, and he'll quickly get them in different holds and stuff.
The Fujiwara.
But I think it's the right way to go with Timothy Thatcher. Don't put some stupid gimmick on him. Timothy Thatcher is an incredible wrestler.
Yeah.
So that's his gimmick. His gimmick is wrestling.
Sure.
So let's highlight the wrestling aspect, because it's going to be hard to get personality out of him in other ways, I think.
Associate producer John Cino in the room says that Thatcher sounds like a less drunk Sylvester Stallone, which I don't see too much, but maybe it's because he's like missing some teeth. It affects the way his voice sounds, but I don't know. Yeah, I really like this. I think this will lead to him kind of with a nice push. He's a wrestler. Look, I always called Matt Riddle the ace in the sleeve of NXT, and he was ripped away. The sleeve was ripped. Like, it's good. He's just gone. He didn't get to propel to that next level. We didn't get to see more of him kind of progress. He's gonna kill it on SmackDown. I bet he'll be a huge star in the world of wrestling. I think Matt Riddle will. But now we're left with that empty slot. So Thatcher slides in right there to be the wrestler.
I'd almost love to see, like, NXT, their 3 like male singles titles being really clearly defined. So you have your cruiserweight title, which is obviously it's the cruiserweights, it's the mainly high flyers. You have your world title, which is your slightly larger than life characters and your kind of epic matches. Have the North American as your, like, wrestling, but more your kind of
the pure,
the
grand,
like the MMA influence, that kind of wrestling.
The TNT title.
But no, I think that would be good if you had like 3 defined styles for each title. I think the North American title is exactly the place where Thatcher should be, because I don't necessarily want to see this guy on top main eventing.
Sure,
like I love him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
But storyline wise, I can't really see him hanging.
Well, he's just here right now.
As a pure wrestler, I think that would be great for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's still so new here, but I think just seeing it, having some more matches is something I definitely need to see from him. We go from a school of teaching you wrestling moves to therapy.
Yes.
Yeah. Not just therapy. Undisputed therapy. Undisputed therapy. So Undisputed Era are worried about Roderick Strong and the fact that he is scared of Dexter Lumis. And so they decided that they're going to take Roddy to therapy to get over this fear of Trunks and Dexter Lumis. So they say, we are Undisputed Era. We do things in-house. If we have a problem, we do it ourselves. Which made me believe that one of the doctors will be one of them.
Yes.
So Roddy shows up and they go, there he is. There's my guy. Woo, 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 woo. But he's not. He's no selling. Roddy is sad and depressed. They say, look, Roddy, we know you went through a terrible, traumatic experience, but we're going to get you help. Driver, let's go. So they go to the doctor's office. And we meet a doctor, which I'm already blanking on the name of this doctor that I had written down, and it's already gone from my.
Let me try and find it here.
Because the doctor is someone we recognize, and the doctor is Kyle O'Reilly. So Kyle O'Reilly is the doctor reading a magazine with Justin Timberlake on the cover of it, which I thought for a second that Justin Timberlake was in fact the doctor, which I would have gotten really excited.
Dr. Lyle von Thurstenberg.
So, Dr. Lyle von Thurstenberg?
I think so, yeah.
AKA Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly, yeah.
So, Kyle O'Reilly is here, and he's the therapist for Roddy, and he says, tell me about your problems. Roddy tells the doctor, look, I saw him staring at me through the glass, and everyone knows I hate when people stare at me, and I'm just... and they're like, look, Roddy, this is a safe space. You're okay. Big muscle Rod. They say, look at these... what is the pictures where you have to look and you explain it?
Yeah, it's like the patterns, like what do you see? What shapes do you see from this?
So Roddy then turns it upside down and says, I see a trunk. Oh my God, it's a trunk. So they decide for Roddy to get over this, he needs to face his fear. So it cuts to them outside and they open a car trunk. And they say,
ink blot, as the room's saying.
Yes, of course, like the dude from that show I don't watch. What is it? Mad Men? Watchmen. Did I just say Minutemen?
You said Madmen. Okay.
Madmen?
Yeah.
I meant Watchmen.
Okay.
So Roddy now is staring at a trunk, and they're going to tell him to get into it to face his fear. You need to face the trunk. He's not ready. And he goes to get into the trunk, but Roddy then just books it. And Roddy dips. He's dipset, and he runs away. So Roderick Strong just runs, and he runs, and he runs, and run, Roddy, run.
It's always a fun image of when it's a long street and you just see the guy keep on running until... It's the reverse Adam Page, right?
Well, it's Sammy Guevara.
Oh, I was going to say Adam Page running from the top of the stadium all the way.
Yeah. This was the opposite.
The reverse.
Him running away, this was really weird. They say that Roddy was not ready, and then Adam Cole yells, "Driver!" and it cuts away. So, Undisputed Therapy really felt like it's always how we describe comedy from WWE. It's clearly not these guys coming up with some of the jokes, because I feel like these 4 guys could come up with their own thing, and they didn't really get to do that here, and instead we got this.
It wasn't very funny.
No, I don't remember
I think
laughing.
it was a way of just getting Kyle on TV.
Sure.
And having the like unit together, but I way preferred their Zoom call.
Yeah, I didn't like this. It was just weird.
These 4 like improvising is fun.
Yeah.
Watching them bounce off each other, but this was
weird. Forced.
Exactly.
So forced.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it didn't match. Like they used to be so cool, and they're losing that. They're slowly losing.
Just run its course.
Yeah, I guess it has.
I keep saying like you need to flip them.
Yeah.
They borderline baby faces anyway,
Agreed.
so people enjoy them. People like them.
Yeah.
Just pull the trigger.
Yeah. Do you turn Undisputed Era face? It has to be the time now.
If you're not moving them up, you got to.
I guess.
Otherwise, they're just treading water.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll show up on the main roster soon. Too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other option, right?
Yeah. It's just strange. This was weird. I just didn't find it funny, and I love all of these guys. Like we love these guys. They're great. But what was this?
Yeah.
It was so weird, so strange. It just felt like it was insulting. Like just like not really funny. Just like you could. That's what you came up
I went into it thinking
it could be good.
I was gonna laugh and was just like,
You didn't even get. You know when you don't laugh but you like breathe really hard through your nose.
Yeah.
Didn't even get me one of those. Yeah. I liked the best part of this was Kyle O'Reilly as the doctor, but the magazine he was reading with Justin Timberlake was great. Driver. We then come back from commercial, and Adam Cole is actually here with his championship, and he's being interviewed, and the hourglass is set, and that we saw with him last week with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. He's being interviewed, but Keith Lee basically interrupts this whole thing and says, "Look, it doesn't matter about you, Adam Cole. Your time as champion is limited, and it won't be Kross who takes it from you. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me." He grabs the hourglass. Keith Lee then smashes it. And Adam Cole said, "That was stupid," and walks off. So then Keith Lee looks at the camera and says, "TikTok." So Keith Lee is sticking his nose into Karrion Kross's business with Adam Cole, which is clearly going to maybe end up costing him down the line. But Adam Cole comes down to the ring. He has a microphone. He is the longest reigning NXT champion, and he says that he has been champion for 381 days. He reminds me, 381 days. People can throw their names in a hat, and they think they can just challenge me. They can just step up. Karrion Kross, he says Killian, then corrects himself and says, I mean Karrion Kross, because Killian Dane was on the show earlier.
He was probably thinking Killer as well.
Killer Kross. He says, Karrion Kross, you've been here for 5 minutes. You came in here and you beat Ciampa, one of the baddest guys in NXT, but been there, done that. And then we have Keith Lee. He says he's the North American champion. Well, maybe I want 2 titles, and then you could call me Champ, Bay. I would call him that. I think a lot of people would.
Champ,
Bay. Keith Lee comes down to the ring. He's obviously got that always smug grin look on his face. And Johnny Gargano pretty much comes out right away. Everyone's coming out talking tonight. Everyone. Johnny says, "Look, guys, I don't care about your moments," because Keith Lee says he's here to make moments. Johnny says, "No, I don't care about that anymore. I care about results." Johnny Gargano says, "I'm the first NXT Triple Crown winner, and you see, I'm planning on taking that title back. And when I do, Candice, my wife, will become women's champion, and we'll be champions together. and then you can call me Johnny Champ Champ. And Keith Lee says, Johnny, I was wondering how Candice was doing from last week when Candice got bumped, essentially. A tear almost ran down my eye, Johnny, when I was holding Candice, and she said, thank you. That was the most action I've had all year. And Johnny gets so upset and starts freaking out, but Finn Balor's music hits, and Finn Balor comes down. Finn says, Look here, fellas. Stop being marks for yourselves and continue being mark for me. The North American title. And Johnny cuts him off and says, first of all, my name's Johnny, not Mark. And remind me, are you a Triple Crown winner like me? And Finn says, Johnny, I'm not like you. I don't wait in lines. I cut to the front. Is Finn saying when he's grocery shopping with his mask on, hopefully, that when he sees a line, he just skips?
Dude, it kept happening at Metro the other day. There was this guy waiting. So, are you waiting to line to go in? He's like, yeah. So I come second, but there was only like the two of us waiting, and just like three people just.
I hate these line cutters.
And I was.
These line
but I don't think they looked, and I was like, are you? He like looked at me like, huh? I was like, hey, there's a line.
There's a line. So you're like Johnny Gargano. You wait in lines. Whereas Finn Balor, he cuts to the front.
But I'd shout at Finn Balor. Don't cut in lines. Have you seen Super? Good film.
Yeah. Don't cut in the
Don't
line.
cut in lines.
So Finn says, look, I cut to the front. And then he turns to Keith Lee and says, big man, this isn't a challenge. This is a warning. And then he looks at Adam Cole. And he says, Adam Cole, you're a transitional champion. And Adam gets really, says, transitional champion? Finn, you're just mad I beat your record. William Regal then pops up on the Titantron and says, next week is going to be a match to settle this whole thing. Next week, Keith Lee is going to defend the North American title against Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor in a triple threat match. And the winner of that, whoever walks out North American champion, will face the winner. They're the winner of the triple threat. They will face Adam Cole a few weeks later for a double title match. It's Wrestle Kingdom all over again. So, North American champion and NXT World Champion. By the end of a few weeks from now, we'll have someone walking around with both titles.
Calling it now, we won't.
Oh, you're saying that we won't have someone with both titles?
No.
Oh, why not?
Because this is WWE, and Karrion Kross isn't in the mix.
Uh-oh.
And he'll ruin that match.
Oh.
But yeah, it looks like they're scheduling this to go up against Fyter Fest. So we got 2 weeks of Fyter Fest coming up in July. I think they said at the end of the show, the kind of double champion match will be in 3 weeks, which I think
Fyter Fest.
I think clashes will be against Fyter Fest, which makes sense. They're going to stack those cards to try and go up against them. So Gargano, Balor, and Lee. I think we're going to see Lee against Cole.
Okay.
And then, as I said, I think Kross
interferes.
I like the idea. I would kind of like to see maybe a couple more people be added and actually have some proper like double champion tournament down the line would be really cool. I don't see anyone having both these titles though in a few weeks.
It would be cool to have it, even if it was for a little bit. I remember when, was it Seth Rollins was double champ for a little while. Then, of course, now we have Naito being double champ, even though he's never defended it. What a lousy champ.
Once.
He did once. Yeah, he did once. Yeah, great. Can't wait till he loses it.
Still wears his T-shirt, though,
still wears his T-shirt. No champion wears a T-shirt. Come on. Triple threat, Finn, Gargano, and Keith. Man, wouldn't it be...
It should be a really good match.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm okay with any of the people winning this, actually.
It shouldn't be Gargano.
Sure,
right?
But...
And because how many times have we seen Gargano Cole?
Right.
I think Balor, I think that's... I don't think there's enough time building to that, Balor and Cole. I really see it being Lee.
Sure.
But Balor v Cole or Lee versus Cole would be great.
So, we'll see that next week, the triple threat.
We've got this spider just running around.
Yeah, we have a spider that crawled out of my computer.
Yeah.
It's just it's all over the place right now.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of spiders because it's not.
No, I'm just aware of him. He's like
we
he's
live in
fucking loving the show.
He's like, what was that? Keith Lee's gonna
Keith Lee,
the triple threat, double champion. This spider is in. This spider wants to know what's going on. We're in Canada though. The spiders are not.
I don't mind spiders.
No,
they kill
other
them.
countries.
They catch the nastier. Ones. Right?
Yeah, it's true. They do. They have webs.
Yeah.
After the break, we see Keith Lee being interviewed, and Candice basically interrupts the whole thing and says, "How dare you? How dare you run your mouth like that?" But he just smiles, and Mia Yim is right behind Candice, who attacks Candice and then throws her into some they start having a backstage fight essentially. And so Mia Yim takes out Candice for next week as well, I guess. So no Candice interference in the match next week is basically what I'm getting out of any of this.
Right.
So after this, we go to Caden Carter versus Dakota Kai in a one-on-one match. Lady Diesel, she's here. As I think Morrow said, Big Mommy Cool with Diesel in that engine. I like it. Big Mama Cool.
Big Mama Cool?
I like it.
Like it.
Yeah. There's a springboard kick type move from Caden Carter early on. But early, Raquel is already sticking her nose in this business. There's then this overhead scorpion kick from Dakota Kai. And I've watched a lot of Power Rangers in my life, but I still cannot figure out how someone can actually do this move. You lift your own foot to kick that way? I don't know. Looks awesome. Dakota Kai, scorpion kick. For a 2 count. Don't know how she does it. Caden Carter fights back. She hits a series of strikes. There's a victory roll, then into a low super kick. Dakota Kai kicks out at 2. Then Caden gets Dakota kind of tied up in the bottom rope, but hanging almost like a draping type move. And then almost like a pedigree, but without lifting the arms.
Yeah, we've seen her do this before.
Yeah.
It's like a double knee plant to the face.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool. She has the upper hand on Dakota, but Casey and Raquel kind of get involved on the outside. There's some pitter-patter there. Casey flies onto Raquel, who catches her like she's a little kid and just throws her.
This was Diesel to Ray, right?
This was Kevin Nash to Rey Mysterio? Yeah. Except that was on a truck, and then the cops were called? Yeah. So Dakota Kai then locks in some sort of arm triangle, rings of Saturn, reverse type submission hold here, and Caden Carter taps out. Dakota Kai gets the submission victory. This move looked cool.
Yeah, I like she's added a submission to her repertoire now. Looked really cool. I think Caden Carter is great. I think she's still green, but I think the potential is awesome. I just worry that they'll kind of move her up too soon, like they've done with so many people with potential.
Right.
I think she's a great kind of babyface, got a cool look. She's got a flashy moveset, which it's a shame right now that you don't have the live events and stuff like that, because it's a Caden Carter, it's a Casey Catanzaro that would benefit from just the reps of having more and more matches.
I think I said Caden tapped out Dakota when I mean Dakota tapped out Caden here.
Yes.
Dakota Kai got the submission victory.
Dakota Kai won. Yeah.
She wins. Yeah. But the move is cool. But
it is cool. I just think that the time we're in right now, it's a shame someone like her can't get more reps in, because I think she could be a star in a couple of years. Yeah,
for sure. It was Caden Carter and Casey who were marking out for Jeff Hardy at Backlash last week. They cut to them and they were doing the whole this was fine. I like Dakota Kai, and I really like the pairing with Raquel.
Yeah,
I think
it really works.
Yeah, I think it really works, and I think Dakota is someone that could go up for the women's title for now as well. It cuts to a black and white video of the broken hourglass, and we see Scarlett.
Well, it's not broken yet. Oh no, it is broken. Sorry.
Yeah, it is broken.
Forgive me.
And Scarlett's looking at the pieces when the boot of Cross steps on remainder of the glass. So he's pissed. They broke his toy. They broke his hourglass. Therefore, he's coming next week. I think he will get involved some shape or form in one of the matches. We then see another video. It's a vignette for Mercedes Martinez. Now, we've seen her before. It shows clips of her in the Mae Young Classic. We've seen her in the Royal Rumble this year. We've seen her a bunch in NXT, and it's coming soon is what we get here. So we've seen her already, and she's awesome. We've seen her on the indies here quite a few times. But Mercedes Martinez, basically they're putting some steam behind her, coming soon to NXT, kind of getting her rightful push.
That's good. I was wondering where she was the other day, and there's definitely room in any women's division for a Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the group chat here an update. Now, I don't want to say this with actual myself looking and checking the facts, but someone in the YouTube live chat right now, Paul from New Jersey, I think, says he did some research for us during the show. Clearly, he dipped to go find this, but he says that fun fact here, BDE. Xia Li and Aaliyah have squared off for a total of 18 times, including tag team and multi-women matches, and have been out in the ring together at least 21 times. Fight forever.
Yeah, I want 21 more.
Fight forever.
Fight forever.
Again, I can't fact check that myself, but
it's right. We know in our hearts. We watch this every week. We know that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Sure. We have the NXT resident thick boy, Bronson Reed, who comes out looking fresh, I might add. I love this gear for him. It's kind of he's got a skull on his front here, and he's almost wearing like a Ribera jacket, which I still haven't clicked order on that. It's sitting in my eBay thing. Someone sells like knockoff Ribera jackets.
Yes.
I'm really tempted, man. I'm tempted. Patreon money is going to good use right now. Bronson Reed versus Leon Ruff. Now, Bronson Reed was attacked by Killian. See, I'm messing up the names already. Karrion Kross a few weeks ago. So Bronson kind of wants some retribution, but he's facing everyone's favorite enhancement talent lately, Leon Ruff. There's the Ho Train move. I don't know what you actually call this move. We've debated it on What's Next because we've been watching Biggie Langston.
Is it an avalanche?
Is it an avalanche where you just run into the guy?
It's the Ho Train.
And like you smack him and he falls, just crushes him, then jumps up, hits him with a back senton, climbs the top rope, and Bronson Reed hits a huge top rope splash, pinning Ruff in just seconds, killing him. After the match, he grabs a microphone. He says, "Hey, Bronson is not one to forget. I'm going to do what no one else has done. Karrion Kross, I'm calling you out next week." So next week, we get the announcement a little later on, is Bronson Reed versus Karrion Kross. I mean, this is a little TV thing here. I like it.
I always like a mini feud on TV.
Who doesn't like a mini feud?
I love a mini feud, and someone like Bronson Reed, who we've seen a bunch in the last year, but haven't really got to know him a great deal. Hear him talk a bit. I expect Karrion Kross is gonna murder him, but as a little mini feud, he's got a gripe. Of course, if you interfere in my match and beat me up, I'm going to want to beat you up. Leon Ruff had music. So,
and Tron.
And a Tron, so good for him, but I'd be humiliated if I just got beaten and someone picked me up and carried me out
so like Bronson Reed carries him out.
I'm a 6-year-old girl.
I didn't get this. I didn't get Bronson Reed carrying him out.
I thought he was going to destroy him, and then he's like, nope, just gonna carry you on my shoulder.
I'm friendly.
It's humiliating.
He's the friendly man.
I'd just be like, no, leave me. We're going to commercials anyway.
Just let me die.
Can we just wait?
We do go to commercial, but when we come back, we were told we missed something moments ago, and it shows us a clip of the parking lot. We all know the most dangerous place on this earth, the Full Sail parking lot. And Damian Priest was trying to leave, which, come on, dude. The show isn't over yet, and you were trying to leave already? That's disrespect. Watch the rest of the show. Damian Priest is just swearing out loud. He's like, son of a bitch, damn it. Fuck. Because someone has slashed his tires.
No.
And as he's steaming, he's fuming, he's so upset, a car pulls up, the window rolls down, and it's Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes.
He says, "Oh man, Priest, want me to get you an Uber?" Ha ha! and then whoa, and drives off, shouting, woohoo!
Still naked in his hat.
Full gear and the hat in a white, nice rental.
This didn't look like a car I'd expect Cameron Grimes to drive.
Cameron Grimes looks like he would drive the Dragula. I don't know what
car he'd drive.
What car would Cameron Grimes drive?
Like what's it called? A Reliant Robin? The three-wheelers?
Cameron Grimes would drive an ATV. Yeah, one of those things. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
The Dragula's the Rob Zombie and the Munsters. I think he would rock that. It fits his hat. And with the no clothes on. So, but oh my God, can I get you an Uber? Finally, an Uber joke landing.
An Uber joke landed, yeah. Do you think they just went? I don't think anyone heard. I thought the audio was off in that dream match.
No one heard that
just
joke.
Say it again. Who can say it? Cameron. Cameron's around.
Cameron, yeah. They do have Uber in Florida. Can confirm. I've used it. First time I ever used it was Florida. Yeah. Way before we had it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Cameron Grimes, everyone's favorite wrestler, the greatest wrestler of the year.
I think he's a new NXT favorite. I think
definitely
Cameron and Kona.
Oh, imagine that team, Cameron and Kona.
Oh boy.
Wow, the finest and
Grimes.
The Grimest and the finest. I got a lot of messages. I don't even know what I said last week, but I got a lot of messages on Twitter from listeners about my Cameron. I didn't know I did a good Cameron. I don't think I do a good Cameron Grimes, but apparently, shout out everyone who messaged me. Thank you. Want me to get you an Uber? We see the Lucha Bros, the Lucha House Party, the Lucha Cartel, the Phantoms, the Lucha Men. So Santos Escobar. He is now the leader of this Lucha Cartel. It showed the recap of them beating up, revealing that it was all a swerve, bro, and that it was just like the movie Scream, and they were all behind it. It was all a ruse. He has a microphone with these guys. They're looking nice and sharp in their nice suits here. They're looking good. They're looking fresh. He says, "My father was the Phantom. He was the best lucha libre artist ever. And of course, when you wear a mask, that's all the world sees. For the past 20 years, that was me. But I earned an opportunity to come to NXT, and I knew that the book of the Phantom would come to an end. My dad always told me I would be a leader, not a luchador. So Raul and Joaquin, I will too make you leaders. I am a leader of leaders, and together we are going to leave a legacy." Now, we joke and call them the Lucha Cartel, which I think is a way better name. But it looks like from their Titantron thing, if you're nerds like us and you kind of inspect things, it looked like it said something in Spanish, which I would believe to make the translation to Legacy of the Phantom.
It's El Legado de Fantasma.
So they could be calling themselves that.
The Legacy of the Ghost.
Legacy!
Yeah.
It's a new day. Remember Legacy?
I don't know. ELP?
ELP. Wow. LP?
I think they look great, these three. I think Santos Escobar sounds awesome.
Yeah.
This is the most serious I've ever taken the Cruiserweight title.
They looked great, but it wasn't over here because as he says that, Drake Maverick comes out with a microphone. He says, "Congratulations, you fooled everyone." You see, you know what they always say? They always tell me, "Drake, you got more guts than brains." And they're right. And he runs in and rushes all three guys. And, of course, they beat him up. But at one point, he's beating up all three guys, socking them left, socking them right, hits a tope to the outside onto all of them. But, of course, it's a 3-on-1. They get the advantage. They throw him, over the barricade here, beating him up. There's a table with, monitors on it. And I was like, oh, a nicely placed table with monitors. Sure, he's going through that. And instead, they took the monitor and then smacked him across the back with it, lay him out, pick him up. Escobar hits the Phantom Driver through this table. This looked awesome. And then the three in their suits looking fresh, looking okay, ending the shot. This was super cool. This is hey, you're three new bad guys on your little team here.
Yeah, I really liked it. We don't know what's going on in the world, how long it will take before we actually get crowds or not. I know WWE are pushing to get crowds as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I feel this could be a takeover match, these two. I think you could drag it out by having El Fantasma sorry, what are we? Santos Escobar. Refusing him these title matches, and Drake Maverick has to claw his way back to get a title match. I think in front of a crowd, like, people would be so behind Drake Maverick at this point, and this is a real legitimate threat now.
Yeah.
It's the most serious I've ever taken the Cruiserweight title. These guys look great. Raul Mendoza, like, he's a favorite here at UpNXT.
Yeah.
2-time Enhancement Talent of the Year. And now he's in something like proper and meaningful.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Yeah, I'm whacking wild. He was here for a cup of coffee, really.
You know what? Yeah, but
going off.
But he was DJZ, right? Like, he's done a lot of stuff as
well.
well.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying NXT wise,
he hasn't
not been here as long, but has been impressive what I've seen. I'm really into this. I think every step of this journey with these guys has been really good.
We got a leader who's the cruiser champion. You have a 3-way team that could go for title matches. They could go for
They can join the tag division 100%.
Of course. There's so many different avenues that this can go. And the best part is they look cool.
Yeah.
They look cool.
And Drake Maverick still has steam as this underdog babyface.
He gets a rematch 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got to find some friends cuz
to help him.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Well, he's got Jake. Jake loves him.
Rainbow Jake.
Yeah.
With the rainbow DDT.
Yeah.
And then we got Tattoo
Kushida.
Jack.
Kushida seemed to like him. No, Tattoo Jack. Hasn't got anyone's back.
Tattoo Jack and...
No, it'll be Kushida and Jake, I reckon.
Yes,
Jake Atlas.
that makes the most sense. Yeah, that's definitely where it goes. Which sounds great. All 3 of those guys are great. All 3 of these guys are great. Cool. Let's have some 6-man tag team action. All 6 of those guys will kill it. Looking forward to this. I really like this, actually. The shot of him crushing him with this fireman carry, it's a Samoan driver essentially, in through the table, reminded me of
it was
Kenny
more
with Sammy at
Stadium. Although it was more Escobar going butt first through the table and Drake just crashing onto the concrete. Like it looked painful.
Frank in the YouTube chat says, too bad EC3 is gone, because this would be where you bring they're like boys.
They're boys, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome. But yeah, I really like this. I'm looking forward to seeing where the Legacy of the Phantom go. Yes. Next week it is advertised Priest versus Grimes, because he got his tire slashed. Cross versus Bronson Reed, and then the triple threat for the North American Championship. So now it's time for our main event, which is the second Tag Team Championship match, the WWE Women's Tag Team match. Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Now, Sasha and Bayley have some crazy history here in NXT. Not just the everyone talks about the Brooklyn match, which, in my opinion, one of the best matches I've ever seen in my whole life. But they have so much history even before and after that in NXT.
Sasha was one of the first people when I started to watch NXT who I really got behind. When she was, what was it, the BFFs or something?
Yeah, BFFs,
all
with
that.
Charlotte.
It was one of the first like kind of groups and people where I was like, oh, you're interesting. And to follow her career from kind of like starting in NXT all the way through to leading NXT to being on main roster and now having a bit of a homecoming, really nice to see. Just such a shame this wasn't a Full Sail crowd.
Right.
I like we've moved on. Like we've had enough time now where we don't really say that as much.
Yeah.
But come on, it's Sasha and Bayley going back to NXT. It was a real shame. But they are heels, and we know Full Sail would have treated them like gods and stars. So maybe it was for the better.
They put on some crazy stuff, and you pointed out that Sasha was maybe wearing some gear was similar to what she wore before.
Well, yeah, I definitely recognize this gear. I asked John Cena, and he said it was the gear she wore at Night of Champions, which 2019. I think she was facing Bayley, but I'm pretty sure she's worn it before then. I think it's one of her kind of main event gears, and I think she even had this in NXT, so had some like little throwback gear there, which was cool.
I mean, it doesn't matter what her gear was, she didn't come out in a fucking tank.
No
one can be that cool. You can't come out in a tank that has TCB because she's taking care of business. Is Shotzi Blackheart the most badass chick like ever? every week I'm like, yo, like I grew up loving Joan Jett, and it was crazy that I got to see her play Ronda out. But like, there's some badass women that I like treat like I like idolize, and I think Shotzi's getting put up on that list because every week she comes out here, whether she howls, whether she comes out with her tank, her awesome gear, she is a star in the making, I think, here. And Tegan Nox and her go really well together as a tag team. I love this pairing together. They're fantastic. This match, by the way, is brought to you by Brownie Batter at Sonic's, which they told us like 90 times. Have you ever had that?
Not brownie batter. I've had Sonic though. I'm a fan of Sonic. Yeah.
We don't have it here in Canada, but it is good stuff.
I like Sonic.
Yeah, I miss it.
On a long drive, pull into Sonic.
Nice milkshake.
I had a Sonic on the way from New Orleans to Memphis. No, to Nashville.
Okay.
We pulled into a Sonic.
I've had it
and
there
it started to thunderstorm. It was scary.
Ah, nice. I mean, we're Canadian. I mean, you're Canadian now, so we just don't have it here. So I can't tell you if the brownie batter at Sonic's is good enough to be advertised for this main event match on NXT. But I digress. Sasha and Tegan start this match off. They kind of go back and forth. There is a little slippery, like 2 count that kind of looked like a 3, but they continue. Bayley then is tagged in, and so is Shotzi. They go back and forth. Bayley hits a knee. I said Neely by Bayley. Bayley hits a knee, but then there's also a cross body from Shotzi during the break. When they come back, Shotzi and now Sasha are in. Shotzi hits knee strikes. There's forearms. There's roundhouse kicks to the side of the head. Then a Saito suplex as well. Like I said, Shotzi is just on fire. Do you know why? Because she was raised by her dad.
Raised by my dad.
She then there's like the double like wrecking ball, double cannonball, and there's then the Meteora from Sasha Banks to Shotzi. When we get back in, Shotzi and Tegan get the offense, and they hit the double cannonball. Tegan then choke slams like Sasha onto Bayley onto the outside.
Yep.
This was crazy. This was insane. And then I was like getting over that spot. Shotzi climbs up and then does a wild crossbody onto everyone. This shot is crazy. This looked crazy. Back in the ring, Shotzi has Bayley, and they hit the Shira Nui, which is like the sliced bread number 2, but Sasha breaks it up at 2. There's then an electric chair, which we think they're going for like a doomsday. That's broken up. Shotzi tags in and drop kicks Sasha. There's counter after counter after counter, which leads Sasha locking in the bank statement on Shotzi. Sorry, Sasha locking in the bank statement. Bayley comes in. That's countered. Then it's so confusing because this is very similar to the tag team match that started this show, because the match is so good and then this finish happens where I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
What? Why? So Shotzi Blackheart locks in a cattle mutilation on Sasha Banks here. This looks crazy, looks awesome. We haven't seen it in WWE at least for a long time. And here it is, Shotzi showing her this move off on Sasha, who's basically tapping out. But before that happens, Tegan blocks Bayley from breaking it up, which Bayley randomly has a chair. Tegan takes the chair. The ref grabs the chair from Tegan, which allows Bayley to roll Sasha over, countering the cattle mutilation to lock in the bank statement. The referee turns around and Shotzi taps out. Sasha and Bayley retain the tag titles. What happened in this finish?
Yeah, I liked the match.
Oh, it was so awesome.
It was chaotic.
Yeah,
but good. it was so much fun. Great to see Sasha and Bayley. The whole chair stuff at the end, you don't need it, right? Like, Bayley is a double champion. Sasha Banks is a multi-time women's champion on all brands. Tegan Nox and Shotzi, I love. They haven't won shit. They can afford to lose against these champions, right?
Yes, 100%. I don't understand.
Without the need of chairs and bullshit.
That makes Tegan Nox look so dumb. Why would she stop? Why would she grab it when Sasha's about to tap out? This move has been locked in for a while. The heat is on her to tap, like she's about to tap out. And instead of Bayley just breaking the move up, Bayley holds a chair. What? Wouldn't Tegan just be like, cool, hit me with it, then get the DQ? Like, I don't understand. It just didn't make sense. It was trying to get the heat with Bayley and Sasha, but like, there's different ways.
And it's trying to make it feel like, well, like Nox and Shots were gonna win that, and Banks and Bayley cheated kind of to. It's not necessary. They're two of those two and Charlotte. Like Becky's out for the while now. Those two and Charlotte are your top women in the company, and they have been for a long time. No one's gonna think any less of Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox for losing. Just do a match where you get some real hope spots on them.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
This was so backwards. It just doesn't.
It was a good match up until then, and it was
really
just,
was.
Again, like WWE, just I'm fed up of these finishes. Each and every week, it's fucking lazy.
It's so lazy. Like it's like watching a movie or a TV show that doesn't have an actual climax to it. It just prolongs and prolongs and prolongs. Like what? Like no, just finish it. It just doesn't make sense. I thought all four of the women in this match were awesome. I love the team of Shotzi and Tegan. I think I kind of was upset they didn't win, to be honest. I felt like a kid again in here. I was really upset when Shotzi didn't get the win because I was like, I think they kind of...
Breaking news on WWE.com. Shotzi and Tegan did a promo challenging Bayley and Sasha for a rematch.
Whoa.
Then ended the promo saying, I kid you not, they were raised by their dad. So
raised by my dad.
We'll get a rematch down the line. It seems.
Cool. I think they should win them. Actually, I think that these titles should come over here, or at least switch all over the shows because they're all in Florida anyways. Who cares?
Yeah,
doesn't matter. But yeah, this match was awesome. The finish was not. It really wasn't. However, this is where the night does not end because after this match, it seems as if Sasha and Bayley kind of are gonna beat up Tegan and Shotzi when Io Shirai runs into the ring. She clears both of them. She beats them up, hits the bullet train, the Meteor, the knees in the corner. She goes to like do a tope of some sort, but they run off. She basically does the ricochet, backflips into the ring, lands on her feet, and is like, what? You come here? You want to fight? What's going on? And scares them off. And Io Shirai holding up the NXT women's title saying, this is my NXT.
Which on paper is awesome. But
right.
After this show, I'm like, cool, you're going to have a non-finish against Sasha and a non-finish against Bayley. Great. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I love that Sasha and Bayley are mixing it up in NXT. I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks. I think it adds something to the division. I'm with you. I think at some point the women's tag titles need to come to NXT. I think it's where the best women's tag teams are. It'll be the most beneficial there. And the Io and Sasha match really excites me.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
I think that will be awesome. But come on, let's have some definitive wins. Not have Sasha win by pinning someone else, like they did with Charlotte, because the Charlotte thing like annoyed me as well. I haven't seen the point. It feels like, and it makes it so clear to me that they're trying to kind of win ratings on Wednesdays by just having these appearances. But I'd say the Charlotte one was kind of meaningless to me at the end. Sasha and Bayley, I like the idea of it. We'll see, but I've kind of lost a bit of faith in them.
Well, look, Sasha is just the tag champ. She's not the women's champ. Bayley is, right?
Yes.
Bayley dos straps. I think it's super cool to see Io Shirai tangle with either of these two because I've been watching NXT for so long, and I was a huge fan of both Sasha and Bayley. I once even got a hug from Bayley when she was champ. I love the history there, and I think that now, look, Io Shirai came out and said, now this is my NXT. So there's some storytelling there. Like, Look, you left. I've been doing stuff in Japan. I come over here. I'm the champ now. I'm killing it. Everyone's talking about me now. You guys are the bad guys. I think this story actually
it should be.
Yeah.
It should be. Visually, I'm fucking excited. This is, you end the show teasing Sasha Io or Bayley Io. Awesome.
Okay, I got something for you though. Hold on. We want the titles to come to NXT. Sure, we're getting a rematch with Shotzi and Tegan, but let's say Sasha and Bayley are now upset against Io Shirai. They're gonna beat her up. Io needs some backup. Where's Kairi Sane? Why doesn't she come back?
Love it.
And then we have the tag titles defended.
Asuka's busy as the champion.
Exactly.
Yeah, love it.
Sky Pirates.
Sky
the
Pirates
return of the
2.0.
Sky Pirates.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
I'd love it. Yeah.
I obviously I love Io Shirai here, and I think that you're teasing me with Io Bayley. Yeah, cool. That could be really good. I think the money is Sasha Io.
Yeah, even though Bayley's the champ, I think just Sasha's style would work so well with Io Shirai. And also when you think Sasha just idolizes Eddie Guerrero, Io idolizes Rey Mysterio. Those two had cracking matches. Yeah. I just think I think it could be really special if done right.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's how we end the show, with Io basically saying, "This is my NXT. This is my house. This is my division." So I really liked the stories going on. I liked things moving along. The matches were really awesome, but all the two major matches that I really liked were the tag team title matches, and they both had shitty finishes.
I agree.
It's just so strange. I don't understand. Like, the show itself, this flew by because I felt it was awesome.
I'm exactly the same as you. I really enjoyed the show, but two finishes kind of it's making me lose trust in them, because NXT is becoming more and more like a better Raw or Smack, like still better, but just these finishes. Dude, it's annoying.
Yeah, it really is.
But overall, not a bad show.
Yeah,
quality of the matches were great until those points.
I really liked all the progressing of the storylines. The masked guys kind of saying their business, killing Drake again there. Everything was really entertaining. I thought they actually put on a good show.
I always like when we start to see a picture of where the show's moving.
Yes, exactly.
Which we had this week.
And there's so many different avenues and lanes that we can think about in our head, like dream booking here of all the stuff. And you know what? I thought Tegan Nox and Shotzi really showed that they could hang with two of the biggest women's wrestlers around, right? Shotzi and Tegan really delivered for me.
In the YouTube room, Darkstar's reminding us that during Sasha's hiatus, she went over to Japan to train with the roster for Sendai Girls in Japan, training with like Maiko Sakamura and
Miko,
so obviously has kind of experience working with them as well, which would probably make her quite keen to work with Io Shirai.
All right, I have a Sasha Banks shirt hidden away somewhere in my closet from
I've got
NXT
a couple.
days. I was all on the Sasha train. I love Sasha. I think she's one of the best.
Is it the legit boss?
Yeah.
With the glove? I've got two Sasha shirts, I think.
But I'll tell you right now, Io Shirai would wash the
my
mat
word.
with Sasha Banks. The blueprint, really? That's what you're gonna call yourself? Named after the best Jay-Z album. But there's no match. It was fun seeing the blue hair of Sasha with the green hair of Shotzi in this match. It was like clashing. It was a rainbow.
It's WWE, so you need bright hair.
Always.
You're a woman.
And Tegan, I swear, has colors in there too.
Yeah.
Io Shirai would show Sasha Banks a thing or two about some wrestling. I'm interested in that match now. I didn't think about it until now, seeing this on TV, but now I want to see this. So that was NXT from June 17th. 2020. That's what we thought. We did put up a feedback thread, forum.postwrestling.com. Every Wednesday we post up. Do you want to read the first one?
Sure. We start with Paul from New Jersey. Gentlemen, a very lackluster start to the show, a distraction finish, and Breezango are still acting like total geeks instead of title contenders. We witnessed piss on SmackDown, puke on NXT. Now all we need is a Raw superstar to take a dump on the commentary table, and that's a trifecta.
Wow.
I did actually enjoy the spot, and it's the most interesting Aaliyah has ever been. Raquel Gonzalez being coined Big Bummy Cool is fucking fantastic, and mess with Cam Grimes, you walk home. Shockingly surprised at how great the booking has been in the women's tag division. Showcasing underutilized talent and announcing matches in advance, it's being treated like an actual division. That being said, we found out what we already knew. Shotzi Blackheart isn't iconic. Tune in Monday. This week's hashtag Kona Fact. Kona's first televised NXT match took place in 2016 on all days, May the 4th. His collision with your show is destiny. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, Kona Reeves has just been retweeting all of our stuff.
Yep.
I'm still on his Twitter feed.
You're like two in a row on his
like
Twitter
best friends. I should DM him actually. I haven't. I don't annoy people. You know, I don't want to annoy him. But one day, I think our paths will cross. I have faith. I have faith that one day our paths will cross. That's just me. I think I'm good spirits. We go to Mystery. Hiya. Not much to say, but give me Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks on NXT. On a serious note, Sasha and Bayley have done more to make the NXT women look legitimate than Charlotte did in her most recent stint. Wow, so this one match did better for the division than Charlotte did. Ooh.
And finally, we go to Chris from Pennsylvania. A lot of good stuff on NXT tonight, but to me, the biggest standout was Santos Escobar. He looked like a total badass, and his natural charisma is really showing with his new character. I hope he gets a long run with the title, because this is the most invested I've been in a Cruiserweight champion since the title became a part of NXT. Overall, a really good show that set up a lot of interesting matches down the road.
Yeah, that's kind of what we agreed.
It's the most invested I've been since Tony Nese.
I'm pretty invested. In the chat, you posted a WWE shop link, and they sell Sasha Banks blue wigs.
Oh, yes.
Why don't I own one? A blue Sasha
great,
Banks
right?
wig you can now own from WWE shop. Wow, that. John Cena says we're lucky that he didn't see that before he bought us a bunch of shit from there. Yes, that is NXT. That is your feedback. Thank you everyone in the forum who leaves feedback, and thank you everyone in the YouTube live as well. We do go live Wednesday nights after NXT. We do AEW show as well on upNXT, where we compare NXT, review AEW, and pick what shows and matches of the night every Thursday on our Patreon, patreon.com/upNXT. This week we mentioned we're doing a Was Next. We're talking about Bray Wyatt, Jason Jordan, Roman Reigns, Trent Beretta, all these stars.
Vicky
Vicky Guerrero
Yeah.
puts a hit.
A bounty.
Yeah, it's wild. So we go back and we watch all the NXT. We're doing Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport this week as well. Our Patreon's all over the place. So patreon.com/upNXT. $5 a month gets you all the shows and all the back catalog as well, including all the best matches ever, Backlash, which we just did, and all that stuff. So thank you everyone for listening to this. In fact, thank you to some of our patrons who make this show what it is. So I want to send a quick thank yous to Brendan Gallagher. Thank you to Jeff Cook. Thank you to Greg T.
I don't know any other noises.
Thank you to Howie Nishi. And thank you to Isaac Weinstock.
Yes, indeed. And I want to say a big, big thank you to Robert Rose, Gary Gibson.
It's hard.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Scott Barr, Matt Oates, Kevin Anderson, and Matthew Blackmore. Thank you so much for all being patrons. I know some of you are just signed up in the last week. Welcome. Thank you for supporting us. It honestly helps us out so much and allows us to keep this show, our flagship show, if you were, up next for free each and every week. So thank you so much, guys.
Yes, follow the Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter at upNXT Podcast. I myself, Braden Harrington. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
Hey, these times are crazy. You know, things are opening up. We don't know what's going on in the world. Will there be wrestling with crowds one day again? Sure, there maybe will. So we just do this thing where we watch ridiculous wrestling, and it's silly, and it's entertainment. Well, we do it for you. So thank you for listening, and I appreciate you guys. And this little community that we have, I always, always appreciate you guys. I mean it. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Be safe. And hey, Davey, you want me to get you an Uber?
Ahoy! Oh, I'm going to stand up for a second. Just put... Oh.
Hey, thank you, Paul. Thank you, John. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, you're asking who comes up with this merch idea, but honestly, the sillier the merch... Drunk at a wrestling show, you see a Sasha Banks wig, I'm buying it.
Hey,
you know?
Thank you, Miles. This is our favorite part of Wednesday nights. I thought Davey was going to stand up and sing be our guest.
The bum gets sweaty during these things,
swamp
right?
ass is a thing, man.
It's a real thing, so just
bear with you.
Are you alright? Yeah. No, it's just uncomfortable.
It's just wet.
Thank you so much, guys. That was a fun show tonight. Thank you for joining us. We'll be doing... we'll be announcing another watch along soon. Hopefully, as Mal said, the New Japan Breakfast. Hey, where are you just out of interest, where are you guys from, and would you get up early for a breakfast New Japan show? I know some of you seem keen, but would you actually get up?
Yeah, because what if no one shows up? Frank once bought a Enzo wig, so
Yeah.
I think he's got you beat with some of the terrible... Oh, that Enzo wig was pretty funny, though, when the wrestlers would wear it. That is the guy's actual hair. Ridiculous.
When was it SummerSlam he turned up to? Or something? He was just...
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of not answering about your thing.
Everyone's
so they don't
ignoring
care.
me. Alright, so, well, I'll fuck off. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone in the YouTube room. We'll be back next Wednesday night after NXT. Goodbye. Take care of yourselves. Be safe.
Bye!